Hi. Um, this is an endgame position where the white pawn is moving away from me towards the other side of the table, not this way, but the other direction. And so we've got to get the pawn to the other side. Um, so the solution here is to um like move the king up directly in this position. So what that does is now the white king controls the queening square where the pawn will queen, and like the squares before it as well. So the pawn can just run up them with protection from the king. So the black king can't touch the pawn because the white king just guards it on all those squares. And the black king cannot approach the pawn on its move because just trying to move my hand out of the way. If it goes towards it, it's stepping into check from the king, from the enemy king. And if it goes over here, and it's stepping into check from the pawn, so it can't even go near the pawn. Um, all it can do all black can do is resign or play on to see if white can figure out how to checkmate the black king with king and queen versus lone king. Because if black plays on, hoping that white doesn't know how to do it, we would run our king up the board. Oh, sorry, the pawn rather. The pawn keeps advancing. The king cannot step towards the pawn because of check from the pawn and check from the king. So it has to move away. The pawn would advance. We could try and take it, but it's a futile attempt because the king guards the pawn and the queening square. So we'd advance, get a queen. And if white knows the correct technique, can checkmate the king and queen versus lone king. So that's the solution. Going back, the starting position was this. So we would move the king up directly so that the king is in front of the pawn. And it's controlling the queening square where the pawn wants to promote to a queen, and it's guarding the pawn as it advances on the squares before the queening promotion square. So the king defends the pawn as it advances across all these three squares. Again, the black king cannot approach the pawn because of check from the king or check from the pawn. So whatever the king does, black's going to lose if white plays accurately because it just keep advancing the pawn with protection from the king. So another position I want to show is this position. So there's a pawn on the black square directly in front of the black king. So in this position, there's a way to draw for white, which is not the goal. White wants to win. There's two winning moves and there's a drawing move. There's several drawing moves and there's two winning moves. So if we move here, it's a draw because the pawn will get captured from the king. If we go here, we lose the pawn and it's a draw from insufficient material. Insufficient material draw because the pawn gets captured, etc. These are all drawing moves. If we go directly forward, this is also a draw but from stalemate. Because if the king goes over here, it's in check from the pawn, so it's illicit. If the king goes here, it's in check on the pawn. If it captures the pawn, it's not allowed because like the king will capture the king. Got check from the king, so it's not allowed, and check on the king, not allowed, so it's a draw. So we in this position we don't go straight up because we stalemate the black king. So as said, we can't go here, 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 or here. The winning moves are either moving the king here or here. This square or this square. Those moves will win. Because what happens is, we allow the king to move while we keep guarding the pawn as it advances to the promotion square. So if we go here, the only move that black can play, the only move it's legal, it doesn't immediately attack the king, is to go over here. Now we line the kings up so they're aligned, and now white controls the queening square of the king, so the pawn can walk on it with the king's defense next move. So the black's just going to lose if white can win with king and queen if they know how. For strong players, it's an easy win. For casual players, a lot of casual players don't know how to win with king and queen. It's fairly difficult, but strong players are good at it and can do it easily. So going back, like another winning move that I've already mentioned is this way. So the only legal move for black is here. It's the only move that doesn't put himself in check. The king in check. And then we go here, lining up the kings so they're aligned. Because now white is guarding the pawn and guarding the promotion queening square. So the pawn can step there with the defense of a king. So if white knows how to checkmate with king and queen versus lone king, it's an easy win. If not, if it's a casual player, they're quite possibly going to draw, depending on if they know king and queen versus lone king technique to finish off the king. At a casual level, it's pretty difficult. On a tournament level, it's very, very basic. But that's another endgame position. Thanks for watching. Bye.